What's up guys, welcome back. This is the second video in my Hermes Agent series. If you followed along with the last video, you now have a Hermes Agent set up on Hostinger. You've got OpenCode connected as your model provider, and you've got it installed to Slack, but that's about it. So now in this video, I'm going to show you how you can connect Hermes to your other tools and services so it can actually perform stuff for you. So things like connecting it to Gmail, maybe HubSpot, your Google Drive, any of the sort of stuff you're going to need to give it access to in order for it to actually perform tasks for you and help lighten your workload. Now, personally, I use two tools to do this. I'm going to show you exactly what they are in this video. They are Composio, which gives you access to over 1,500 apps with simple one-click authentication, and your agent can just use that to log into whatever it is that you needed to have access to. But despite its extensive library, not every single app you might want Hermes to access is going to be on Composio, so we are going to be using 1Password to manage and store our API keys and secrets. Once you have both of these connected, you'll be able to easily connect your agent to literally any service that you want to give it access to, as long as it's got an API. So let's get into it. Okay, so we are back on the Hostinger Docker Manager page. We're going to start by opening the terminal by clicking the terminal button here. So this is where we're going to be talking to our Hermes agent today. We could talk to it through Slack, but it's just a little easier right now for our purposes today to speak to Hermes directly at the terminal. So we're just going to type Hermes and hit enter. And there we go, our Hermes agent is live and working. Okay, so let us go, first of all, to Composio. To do that, we're going to go to composio.dev. And Composio is completely free. As you can see, it says here, everything your agent needs to take action. So it can basically connect your agent to any of the tools. You can see kind of a list here, and it can perform actions with those tools and services across your different accounts. So we're going to go over and click Get Started. Now, when you click this, it'll ask you to log in, just continue with Google or create an account. I already have an account. So when I click Get Started here, I am met with this page. As you can see, I've got a bunch of tool calls, a 60-day streak. My most used app is Slack. And if we go over here to connect apps, we can actually see the full list of apps that you can use with Composio. So you can see I've got Gmail connected, Notion, Slack, Google Drive, Google Docs, a ton of stuff. And if you scroll down, you'll see there's a ton more. If there's something you're not sure works or not, you can just search it here. So if I just type in something like HubSpot, there's HubSpot, maybe high level for go high level. There it is, first one there. Bright data, I don't know what else. Like, there's a ton here. Like, you can basically connect pretty much anything you want through here. So how do we install Composio to our agent? It's actually really, really easy. If we go back to the home page, you will see here they have instructions for installing the Composio CLI or MCP to different tools. You got Claude Code and Cowork, you got Codex and ChatGPT. We have just the basic CLI, and then we've got the MCP. So we're actually going to click Claude Code for this. And here are the steps, but we can just click copy prompt here. And we're going to actually have our Hermes agent do this for us, because this is what we use our Hermes for, doing things that we simply do not want to do. So we'll go back to our terminal. We'll paste the prompt and hit enter. And then we're going to watch as our agent sets this up for us. Now, there's a few things that are probably going to happen here. It's first of all, probably going to give me a permissions prompt. Hermes likes to, out of the box, ask you for permission to do anything that is potentially a security risk of any kind. That includes installing things. So this is the way most Hermes operates, and especially for when you're just starting out, you can see here's our dangerous command. We're going to allow this. When you're first starting out, it's best to leave this enabled until you're pretty confident in your Hermes agent's rules and its ability to, do certain things. Or not do certain things, depending on if you wanted to delete things or not. But for me, I run most of my agents in what's called YOLO mode. You can enable this by just typing /YOLO in the Hermes chat, or you can actually ask your Hermes agent to set it as its default config. And that allows your agent to do pretty much anything. Now, my agents are pretty heavily guardrailed, and I'm pretty happy with how they operate, so I'm happy to let them run that way. But starting out, probably best to, let it run hog wild completely. Okay, it's asking for my pseudo password, and this is hidden automatically by the Hermes config. But let's go over and actually get that pseudo password in Hostinger. If you're unsure of your root password, you can go and set it by going to settings, and then you'll see change root password here, and you can enter it there and update the password. But I have mine, so we're going to go back now and paste it in. Okay, in the meantime, we actually went to get that. It looks like Hermes actually found a workaround. So this is an example of how Hermes, when it runs into an issue, can find workarounds in order to get past that issue. So I didn't even have to enter my root password. It's already found a way to install the Composio CLI without needing to use my root password or install any other tools that it might need root access for. Okay, so it's installed. Now I just need to log in. So it's giving me a login link here. So we're just going to click this, and we're going to click authorize. And we're good to go. We're going to go back and say login completed. Okay, all set up. Composio is logged in and fully configured. So let's see what our agent can do with this. Now, if we go back to Composio and go to the Connect Apps section, let's connect a new account so I can show you how you can do that in Composio. I would say probably one of the most common things you want to give your agent access to is your email. So maybe it can read your recent emails and create you a daily report or something along those lines. So let's go to Gmail and click connect another account. It's going to bring up the Gmail account selector. I'm going to choose my email address and click continue. And it might ask you here for some permissions. Just allow everything and then click continue again. And it will take me back here. And we're done. I can see here it's just connected, but it gives it this automatic name that is very hard to differentiate. Now, I know what these two are, but in general, you want to rename this. So I'll call this one just applied leverage. And we'll go back to the terminal. I'm going to say my Gmail account applied leverage is connected. Use it to send an email. I'm going to use my burner email account to stating that you're a Hermes agent and saying hi to the YouTube audience watching this video I'm making right now. So I have to send an email to my other account. It's going to do this now. Okay, so it's sent. So let's go to my other email account and take a look at this. There we go. Here it is. Hello from Hermes Agent. Hey, Lucas. This is Hermes Agent. I'm an AI assistant running your Linux box. Sending this email via your Composio connected Gmail account. Apply leverage. Just want to say hi to you and the YouTube audience watching this video. If you can read this, it means the Composio and Gmail integration is working perfectly. Your agent can now send emails on your behalf. Cheers, Hermes Agent. Fantastic. So there we go. So we've connected an account with Composio and we've then given our agent access to Composio, and now it can perform actions on that account. And that is very simply how Composio works. It is by far the easiest, quickest way to connect new accounts to your Hermes agent. It takes one prompt to get it set up. It just does it automatically. You click one link to log in, and then you just connect your different accounts to Composio. And for most people, that is all you're going to need. I would say that the next step I'm about to show you guys is probably only if you're using a lot of different APIs and services that aren't available via Composio. For pretty much everyone else, you can just use Composio and you're good, and it's free. So, you know, what's the downside? So let's take a look though. Say you are using a lot of APIs and you have keys and things you want to give your agent access to. How do we do that? So I use 1Password. 1Password is not free. That's the one thing I want to put out there. It's fantastic. I use it in my daily life. It stores all my personal passwords as well as my agent's vault, but it does cost a little bit of money. So we go to pricing. Let's go to business and personal, set to monthly, and I'll show you guys the cost in dollars. I think I'm on the individual account. It's $5 a month. Genuinely, I think it's pretty much all you're going to need. There is families for multiple people and business as well, but I think for most cases, you know, individual is totally fine, especially if it's just your personal Hermes agent. So we're going to sign in. You probably want to click get started for free, but I'm going to sign in, and I'm going to do a little cut here so you guys don't see me logging in. Okay, so I am now logged in. As you can see, I have a number of vaults here. The personal vault is obviously my personal keys and data. And then the clause vault here is named after the very first OpenClaw agent I had. And this is where my agent's information is stored. So API keys that I want my agent specifically to have access to. But for now, let's create a new vault so we can test this out. We're going to call it Hostinger Hermes Test and click Create Vault. And that's how simple it is. The vault is now created. We're going to add a key to the vault. So we're going to click View Vault. Now, 1Password does have a desktop app and a Chrome extension, both of which are fantastic, and I highly suggest that you check out. But you can also manage your keys directly on their web dashboard too. So we're going to go up to New Item, and you'll see here it gives you different options: login, secure note, credit card, identity, password, document. But what we want is to click Show More and go to API Credentials. Now, I'm going to use OpenRouter as an example here. Call it OpenRouter test key. I'm going to delete these. We don't need these other inputs here. All we really need is this credential one. So I am going to, in a new window now, go and get my OpenRouter key. Okay, so I've got my key. I'm going to paste it in here and click save. and we're done. There we go. The key is now in 1Password. So we are going to go back to the main 1Password page. And from there, I'm going to show you how you get a service account key to give your agent access to this vault. So back in the main page here now, you can see we've got the Hostinger Hermes Agent vault here. And we're going to go over to developer here on the left. And you can see there's a number of keys here. We're going to create a new one under new service account. We're going to name this Hostinger Hermes. And it lists all my vaults here. And we're going to choose the Hostinger Hermes test one. As you can see, it says read access. If I click this little gear icon, I could give it write access and share access, but obviously we don't want to do that because we don't want our agent either adding information here or modifying any of the keys in here or sharing them with anyone else. So read only access it is. We'll click next, click create account, and this is going to give me a service account token. And we're going to save this somewhere so we can use it later, and we're also going to keep this page open. The next thing we have to do is we've got to install the 1Password CLI. To do that, just search 1Password CLI, and the first page you see is going to be this one, 1Password Developer. And if we go down to the quick start, you see if you're installing 1Password CLI for the first time, start here. We're going to click that. I'm going to click Linux here because we're installing it on a Linux box. And then I'm going to copy this URL. Now, I could copy the whole page or whatever, but I think it's just easier to give our agent access to the URL and then tell it to set it up for us. So we're going to go back to Hermes and say, install the 1Password CLI following the instructions here. And the link. Now our Hermes agent is going to handle it for us. There we go. The 1Password CLI is installed, but we will need to give our agent that service account token in order to access it. But we obviously don't want to paste that directly here in the chat. So how do we do that? We need to add it to the hermes.env. It's an environment file. So how are we going to do that? Very simply, we're going to ask our Hermes agent to give us the command we run in order to do that. Rather than telling the Hermes agent to do it, just point us in the right direction. So I'm going to say, you're running in a Docker container on a Hostinger VPS. Where is your .env file? And what command do I run in the terminal to edit it so I can add the 1Password service token? Okay, and there we go. So here's where our env file is, here's how we edit it, and then we need to add the OP service account token like this. So we're going to copy this, and we're going to go back to the Docker manager. We're going to click terminal again to open a new terminal window. We don't want to just close Hermes, it's ruining the whole session just to do one command. So we're going to type this in, and you can see here we go. So we need to add it. What did our Hermes say? Our Hermes said we need to add it as OP_service account token equals. So let's go back, paste this, and then I'm going to paste in the service account token. Now, as you can see in here, there are some other credentials. I'll be blurring these out, but this is where our Hermes agent is storing our API keys currently. The OpenCode Go API key, Slackbot token, all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to paste in the token. And to save it, we press Control. It doesn't matter if you're on Mac or Windows, it's Control O, and Enter, and then Control X if I can see my keyboard. And there we go, it's done. Okay, so I'm going to say service account token has been added to your .env. Use it and look for any credentials in the connected vault. Okay, so as you can see the OpenRouter test key that we added, and we are good to go. So I'm going to say, use the OpenRouter API key from 1Password to send a message to the OpenRouter API to GPT 5.5 with the prompt, write me a short haiku, and then show me the output. There we go. So it sent the messages to the OpenRouter API. OpenRouter gives you access to a ton of different AI models, and it used GPT 5.5, said the prompt I gave it, and then it showed me the response here. It pulled the key from 1Password, and it got the result. Soft rain on still leaves. Moonlight drifts across the pond. Night breathes calm and deep. There we go. So that is essentially all you got to do. We've now got in essentially like 2 or 3 prompts and a little bit of editing. Our agent can now connect to any service we want it to. Using Composio, we just got to log in to any app that's listed on there. Just click connect and it'll log you in. And then if we do have a service that doesn't have a listing in Composio, we can just get the API key, put it in 1Password, tell your Hermes agent it's there, and you're good to go. So I hope this video was helpful in helping you get your Hermes agent set up. This is just the second in a long line of videos to come. If you're just getting started with Hermes, or if you have an existing install and you want to upgrade it, I think they can be super useful. The next video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to build a second brain that your Hermes can access and update, and you can use as both a memory store as well as where you store all your information and reports your Hermes agent makes for you. So please like and subscribe. If you want to find out more about what we do over at Applied Leverage, please click the link in the description below and check out the AI Assisted Agency, where we help agency owners implement AI into their business in order to scale and reduce overhead. Hope you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.